Good morning. It's Friday. It is December the 20th. It is the last weekend before the Christmas holidays, and we are in storm watch.
We are.
Very significant. Well, it's like a 1-2 punch. We have the low today and then the low on Saturday. It's going to be a bad weekend for travel.
Yeah.
Now, temperatures are going to be the key factor in this. Depending on where we sit, closer to the freezing mark is really going to depend on what type of precipitation we see. For example, we were looking at freezing drizzle reported at Pearson and in through Buttonville. Areas further south of that, a little bit above the freezing mark.
Slick.
Yeah, now yesterday, it wasn't an awful day for travel. We did see even a little bit of sunshine. But honestly, I built a snowman at like 11 in the morning, and it was just a little guy from Brooklyn.
Oh, it's just a teeny little one.
Yeah, and then I looked outside at about 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon, and it was face down, like melted in a puddle. I thought, oh, that looks sad.
Yeah,
I wish I had taken it before and after.
That's called a snow baby.
Break. So this is kind of overdoing it a little bit. We're going to rain, and in some areas we're already starting to see it. And then Saturday into Sunday, that's going to be really, really intense. So I'm going to get to all those details in just a moment. But first, let's deal with what's happening right now. We've got a freezing rain warning. It stretches all the way, literally, from London through Kitchener and Toronto, through Peterborough, all the way up toward Kingston and through Hamilton. The reason being, temperatures are so marginal. I mean, we're so close to the freezing mark in so many areas. We're looking at 2 degrees in Toronto right now. Honestly, you just go a tiny little bit north of Toronto, and that's where you're going to see that freezing rain line this morning. It's going to be kind of like that, back and forth all day long today. I really hope this is making sense. I really do. Okay, north. We've got that fine line of mixing and freezing rain, and Toronto literally on the cusp of this. So that's why I'm saying it's going to go from rain to freezing rain to rain to freezing rain. I know it looks really daunting, doesn't it? It is going to be icy, slippery. Do not go out if you can help it. All right. Hey, we've got our Christmas in here. We are going to see that risk of freezing rain continue Saturday into Sunday. Monday, not bad. So if you've got some last minute running around to do, Monday would be the day to do it. Or Tuesday, if you're like most men in my life, that's when they're going to be doing their Christmas shopping. And good morning. It's Friday. It is December the 20th. I'm Emily Vukovic. Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. We are in storm watch. We have a very significant ice storm on the way through southern Ontario. This is round 1. So if you blink, you might miss me talking about what's happening right now, because the real kind of meat and potatoes of the system is going to be happening Saturday and into Sunday. Now, the big deal with this is temperatures. It's all about temperatures. But see, there's a fine line of mixing moving into the area right now. We're also seeing quite a bit of fog, a lot of moisture in the air right now. And this is how it's going to play out all day long. We're really just going to be sitting around that freezing rain. It's going to be icy. It is going to be slippery. Well, temperatures are going to warm up just in time for Christmas Day, but first we have to get through this messy weekend. Day, like most people I know, men especially, Tom especially, watch. I know, it's playing out perfectly, isn't it? You're probably thinking, yeah, right, Emily. It's not at all. It's messing up my plans this weekend. It is. That's exactly what it's going to do. It is going to mess up many people's plans this weekend. Freezing rain warning in place right now. This is for the appetizer. This is literally the first low that's moving through. The second one comes in Saturday into Sunday. Freezing rain warning, widespread. Give yourself extra time on the roads today. The areas. Now, Mike, I want to know, are you a skier or a boarder, and are you going to be doing either today? So our Monday morning commute could be a slippery one, but we're not going to be seeing any precipitation, which would be great. Our Storm Watch coverage continues. It's Friday. It is the 20th of December. I'm Emily Vukovic. It is going to be such a messy weekend for getting around. Could potentially be very messy. Pearson and through Buttonville. We're just really on that marginal line of freezing throughout much of the GTA. And the reason is the temperature. We're so close to zero. This is how it's going to play out all day long. Your commute home could be a mess. Yeah, it's not going to be a good weekend for travel. Done. This is when you're supposed to do it. For them to have a good time. And Mike, you are at Mount St. Louis Moonstone today. What are you going to be up to? It starts already. It's already started. It started last night, moving in through this morning. And right now we do. So these type maps are going to show you pretty much exactly what type of precipitation we are expected to see today. Notice how we are in the GTA and we're kind of smack dab in the middle in the pink. The pink is the bad place to be. You don't want to be in there because that's where we're going to see the freezing drizzle. That's where we're going to see the freezing rain. That's where we're going to see the ice pellets. And it's all going to go back and forth, literally, because it's really temperature dependent. And it's going to be primarily a rain event, anywhere from 15 to 30 millimeters. I know, I sound like I'm saying the same thing over and over and over again, but that's exactly what we're going to see. It's literally going to flop back and forth, back and forth, back and forth throughout the day today. So as this frontal boundary continues to track its way east, we'll see all that messy weather throughout the day today. Then cottage country, that's your window. Take it because by Saturday afternoon and Saturday night, that's where the major ice storm comes in. This is where we're going to see intense ice accretion, anywhere from 5 to 10 millimeters. Power outages could be an issue through much of the GTA. Flooding could start to be an issue because we do have a lot of snowpack, so clear your storm drains if you can. I know this map looks daunting. When I saw it in the briefing, I was like, dun, 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 wow. Okay, so it is widespread anywhere south of Muskoka and anywhere north of, say, Dunnville. That's where we're going to see that prolonged period of freezing drizzle. Saturday, overnight into Sunday. Do not travel. Do not hit the roads. Tom? Hi there. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Weather Network. I'm Emily Vukovic, and we are in storm watch. It is Friday. It is December the 20th, and we have got some messy weather on the way to tell you about. And with that, I'm going to go and grab my clicker because I forgot it by my computer, but I'm just going to get it right now. Okay. I'm with you. All right, freezing rain. This is widespread. This is huge. This is a big deal. We are going to be seeing the risk of freezing rain through the morning and again tonight. But as where are you right now? What are you doing? Friday, it's December the 20th. We're in storm watch for the ice storm that's going to be moving in through southern Ontario, pretty much lasting all weekend long. And into tonight, this is really widespread throughout the area. It's the last weekend before Christmas. I know, so you're probably thinking, well, I've got to do this, and I've got so-and-so's party, and I've got so-and-so coming over to get this. Well, you may need to scratch all of those plans because we've got some wicked weather moving in through southern Ontario. We'll start things off with a freezing rain warning just to get you started, just to get you in the feeling of it. Rain. It's going to be one of those days today. Literally, we're going to flip-flop back and forth throughout different types of conditions, really depending on our temperature. We're sitting right along that frontal boundary, so we know that's not going anywhere. It's not going to be dry by all means. So we're in storm watch. It's Friday, it's December the 20th, and we have got a wicked weekend on the way for you in terms of weather. I'm Emily Vukovic. Thanks for joining us. You're thinking, ugh, why are you so chipper? We've got freezing rain in the forecast. Well, it is down throughout the middle. It's kind of like a sandwich, right? The snow and the rain being the bun. Guelph, Cambridge, Waterloo, you're the meat or the tofu, whatever you eat. It's going to be very messy for you today. It could be very slippery on the 401 corridor, the QEW. So, Mike, how does it feel after not being able to put on skis for as long as you have? We are in storm watch. We are busy little elves here today at the Weather Network. We've got lots of stuff going on in terms of our temperature and our different types of precipitation. It's all very temperature dependent what's happening right now throughout the lower Great Lakes. I'm Emily Vukovic. Tom Reynolds is going to be joining us shortly. He's got all your latest on your commute details and maybe even a little bit of advice on how to drive in deteriorating conditions. Sorry, I've been running around the building all morning. I'm just trying to catch my breath. Okay. Freezing rain warning. It is widespread. And then Saturday overnight into Sunday, that's when we get hammered. Literally. That is when we're going to be seeing prolonged periods of rain. Some areas are seeing all three. I know. You're the big winners. If you need to get out, if you just have to get out on the weekend, if you have to do something, do it tomorrow morning. And so Kasia tells us kind of what we need to be prepared for with a storm like this on the way.
Yeah, we're at a Home Hardware in Burlington where we're talking about emergency preparedness. And, you know, the system, it's very complex, so it's really important to keep it tuned in to the Weather Network or theweathernetwork.com. But in the case that you lose power, it's a good idea to have a weather radio. This one is powered by Crank, but there are some weather radios that need batteries.
Thanks so much, Kasia. So there you have it. Yeah, thanks for joining us. I'm Emily Vukovic. Throughout southern Ontario, we are getting hit with a 1-2 punch. The first punch being this morning. We do have a freezing rain warning in place throughout the lower Great Lakes. Stretches all the way from Kingston straight down towards London. That just means you're flopping back and forth, talking anywhere between, 10, 12, 14, 16 hours. This is going to be a large area affected by the slopes. And Mike, you said to me, oh, Emily, I haven't skied in years. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to do it anymore. Meanwhile, you're a pro. Well, you might need your snowblower if you're anywhere further north, but to the south, you're going to need your ice pick and maybe those little picks to put on the bottom of your shoes because we do have some pretty wicked weather coming this weekend. That's the really messy, slippery kind of stuff. That's what we're going to be into all day long. It's literally going to go in and out, in and out, in and out. The system is very temperature dependent. By this afternoon, the freezing line really starts to sink its way south. He's like, yeah, I haven't skied in about 3 years, but I don't know about you, Mike. I think you're being a little bit of a show off this morning.
Of course.
Well, we've been busy little elves here today at the Weather Network. This weekend, right off. Just take it easy. Give yourself lots of extra travel time. Stay inside if you can. Just drink some hot chocolate. Hang out by the fire. Wrap some presents. There we go. You can tell I've been busy this morning. I'm mixing up my words. Well, you get onto that fine line right there. So this is just the appetizer. The good news is that we do see a little bit of break. We get a break tonight and into tomorrow morning. So if you're thinking, I have to get out this weekend, I just need to. Tomorrow is the day to do it. Yesterday? No, day before. I actually saw that guy. Pearson and in through Buttonville. Primarily, it is a rain event right now, which is good news for commuters. Tom Line is going to sink a little bit further south down. And Mike, now that you're not going too fast down the slope to hear me, I can actually say, I can't believe you're like, oh, I haven't skied in 3 years. I don't know. And then you are a pro. You are a really good skier. Hi there, our Storm Watch coverage continues for this Friday. It's December the 20th. I'm Emily Vukovic. Busy morning here at the Weather Network around that freezing mark all day long. So, and then the big system that's coming in Saturday into Sunday, that is going to be primarily a freezing rain event. 20th. Thanks for joining us here at the Weather Network. We are Canada's #1 source for complete and accurate weather. I'm Emily Vukovic, and we've got lots to talk about covering this weekend's weather. Be careful, is all I have to say. Be prepared for bad weather. No, not the kisser thing. But she threw that in there too. Here and there, it's kind of one of those moments where you're like, oh, is that freezing rain? What is that, ice pellets? No, that's rain. Is that ice pellets? It's literally going to flip-flop like that pretty much throughout the entire day. It's really temperature dependent. I mean, it's going to be one of those days where it's like, it's raining. No, that looks like ice pellets. Okay, back to rain. It's going to be kind of exhausting. And then it starts to clear out, which is good. We'll get a tiny, tiny little bit of a break. And when I say that, I mean like tonight, overnight, and into tomorrow morning. By tomorrow afternoon, new low moves in. This is the one responsible for giving us the potential for about 5 to 10 millimeters of ice accretion. 12 hours of freezing rain, not out of the question. Like, honestly, I know you've had a great day today. Hi there, our Storm Watch coverage continues. We have been dealing with a messy mix this morning, as well as Buttonville. If you look at the radar, John, can I have the radar? Please. No, yes, radar, please. Okay, I'll just describe it. We've got snow to the north, so Barrie over towards, literally a line, and I'm looking at it on my monitor, Barrie towards Brockville. That's where we're going to see that kind of freezing line right now. And then to the south of that, we do have some mixing through the GTA. That's kind of that fine line of pink. Oh, now it's black. We're not getting a map, am I? Okay, I'll get one eventually. And then, ta-da! I have a map. Here's our freezing rain warning in effect. The radar looks like this, so I was describing it and just not very well. There's that freezing line sinking south. It's going to be an on again, off again kind of day when it comes to different types of precipitation. Now we do, so if you're thinking, okay, I absolutely have to get out, I need to get out and run some errands, tomorrow morning is going to be your best bet. If you've got any travel that you need to get done, get to, point A to point B, tomorrow morning, do it then. Because then we've got